what a lot of students really like about Cambridge is the fact that it is an old university. It has a lot of old buildings, a lot of tremendous architecture and great character. But it's also a very up-to-date, high-tech place in the sense that we have one of the biggest technology hubs in Europe here in Cambridge. And that combination of the old and the new, I think, is what makes this a really interesting place to have a business school.
Cambridge itself and the history surrounding everything that is Cambridge, I mean, it's almost surreal. You walk down the streets, I mean, Newton was here, Alan Turing was here. That's not something you can get elsewhere.
I knew Cambridge, had a very good reputation, so I was pretty sure it would draw good people here that I would be able to meet. But the breadth, the seniority of people I developed and sort of remain connected to all these years later is fantastic. I couldn't have asked for more.
Our challenge is to not just live off the past, but keep contributing to what makes Cambridge interesting and successful and famous. Because if we only lived off the past, eventually we'd just be a museum. And although there are aspects of Cambridge that do look a bit like museum, there is a real modern and lively university that's still going on and still generating new knowledge and new ideas.
Having had the chance to reflect on my time, some of the things that I find most valuable are sort of the networking that they stressed on us throughout that year and the communication and presenting skills. I definitely didn't know it well enough coming into the course, and I probably still don't like networking. But I know how to do it now, and definitely I think I can present a bit more confidently and comfortably than I used to before.
It's a very important part of a course like the MFin that it is both academically credible and rigorous, but also it's practical. It's connected to the real world of finance. And one of the ways that we do that is that we have a number of projects. And the projects get students involved with external organizations, actual clients, if you like, and they have real problems, and the students help solve them.
You don't just come to the MFin to do sort of the more hard skills. Like, you learn a lot when it comes to the core sort of financial and banking skill sets. But you do have a lot of opportunity to develop your leadership skills, your team skills, both within the MFin cohort, but also by then collaborating with other sort of students here in Judge, but then also in the broader community. In your college, so rowing is a classic team sport, so you develop really strong soft skills, and it also comes from interacting with people from different backgrounds, different perspectives, and those skills that you developed through these experiences are really helpful when you go into a workplace.
Our course of 82 people had people from over 30 different geographic and cultural backgrounds, and it's not just where they came from, it's also the diversity in age brackets. And you get to bond with people who've been working in finance for 2 decades almost, which you probably wouldn't get to do in an office.
The MFin, it gave me a massive leap forward and I think my career's developed and advanced in ways I didn't expect if I hadn't done the MFin. So I think it's meant I've been able to progress much faster. It's allowed me to move into a much more senior role, but it's also prepared me for some of the challenges in the workplace I probably wouldn't have been prepared for if I hadn't done the MFin.
The first time I met my colleague with whom I set this business up with was in one of the projects on the course. And then we realized we worked well together, and we bonded over the fact that we were both sell-side analysts from before. And then we went on sort of to do this as a summer project, and now we've set it up as our business.
I'm surprised, but pleasantly surprised, how often people have said to me at the end of their year on the MFin, that was the best year of my life. I mean, that's not something we promise. It's not something that we even expected. But the fact that people do often say that suggests that they're getting something really valuable out of the program. It's not just a degree, it's a wider experience, it's very sociable, and I think that's something they take into the future with them.